Welcome to our hands-on DevOps training. Let's gain some practical skills today. In this practical exercise, you will gain hands-on experience in setting up a containerized Jenkins environment on your local machine. You will learn how to utilize the pipeline plugin in Jenkins, enabling you to simplify and optimize your pipeline processes. During this presentation, we will guide you through the steps using a terminal on your Mac. If you are using a different operating system, don't worry, we have provided a link in the YouTube description that will show you how to launch a virtual machine, so that you can still follow along. To begin, we will build a Jenkins container that contains the Docker engine. We will create a Docker file that will contain our own Jenkins image because we want to bake the Docker engine within the Jenkins image. This will allow us to launch a Docker container on the same host as the Jenkins master to run the pipeline steps. The Docker agent in Jenkins uses the Docker API to communicate with the Docker daemon, so the Docker engine needs to be installed on the Jenkins master. In our upcoming practice session, we will concentrate on two crucial stages of our pipeline, the clone and the build stage. We will begin by cloning our code repository and proceed to build a Docker image using the Docker file provided within the clone repository. These steps will allow us to effectively establish the foundation of our pipeline workflow. First, let's start with building our Docker image. So we can go here to our GitHub gist. This is the Docker file that I will copy, and I will paste it here in the Docker file, but I did it already earlier. Then I will build the image, Docker build, and I will launch it, which I already did earlier. So we can see the container gonna run on the background -d, and we export it to port 8080. We're also exporting the agent for Jenkins to port 50,000. And additionally, we mount a Docker socket from the local machine to the container. Let's watch the logs of Jenkins. Here we take the initial admin password, but before that, I just want to emphasize something here, that we install some plugin during our building of the image of Jenkins. So the workflow aggregator is the pipeline, which helps us to orchestrate our workflow pipeline. Later we'll see in the Jenkins. We install also the Git plugin because we work with GitHub, and some dependency about Docker because we're going to use Docker agent during our pipeline. So let's go back to our Jenkins. Let's put the initial password that I just copy, continue. No thanks. Select plugin to install. Press none. Install. Skip. Save. Start Jenkins. Start Jenkins. Okay, good job. So because we have the pipeline plugin installed earlier during the Docker file, here is the pipeline. I already have it. Okay. Let's go copy the pipeline that I created, but let's understand first a couple of things here. So here we define agent of Docker. That's why we install the plugin Docker. And that's why we have Docker engine in our Jenkins image that we created here. Here is we install the Docker. So we have image of Jenkins with Docker. And then we have mounting the socket to our local machine. And then if you want another customized pipeline, yes, so you can choose another image like Python, for example, or Maven, and so on and so forth. And in the second part, we define a stage of cloning the project. So here I have a project, hello world, that I want to clone in order to later, in the second step, the stage of build stage, to build the image of hello world. And then we have a post action to just to notify our job that if the job passed successfully. So let's copy the pipeline. Over here, let's copy it, save, build now. Let's watch the logs of the pipeline. So you can add additional stages to your pipeline as much as you want if you have different needs like testing, or artifact, or deployment, and so on. So here we can see first the Docker that we define. Here is the first stage, the clone the hello world project. Then we have the second stage, the build. We build the image, the hello world. If we go back to our terminal, we can even see the agent, the Docker agent that we're launching. This is the slave within the Jenkins master. Back here, and it's already finished, successful. So we tag the job, pass successfully, and Docker. Let's see the image, hello world. Here is the image that we just built. Great. So if you found this content helpful, I invite you to follow me for more practical tips and insights. Additionally, I offer an online course that covers the fundamentals of continuous integration, including real-world production scenarios. Join me to take your skills to the next level.